Imagine becoming a mom before you even had the chance to prepare for motherhood. No positive tests, no cute pregnancy announcement, just a baby in your arms and a million of unanswered questions racing through your mind. Let's talk about cryptic pregnancy, because every time one of those stories goes viral, the comments are all the same. There's no way she didn't know. How did that even happen? I would have known immediately. And honestly, I understand why people ask those questions, because before it can happen to you, it sounds almost impossible. But cryptic pregnancies are real, and they're more common than most people realize. A cryptic pregnancy is when someone doesn't realize they're pregnant until much later than expected. Sometimes they go months into pregnancy, and in rare cases, they don't find out they're pregnant until they give birth. And no, contrary to what you believe, it's not because women are stupid. Okay, let's pause for a second, and let's talk about why this actually happens. Well, because every pregnancy is different. Some women never experience morning sickness. Some continue to have bleeding that looks and feels like a period. Some don't gain weight. Some don't have obvious pregnancy symptoms. Some have irregular cycles already. Some have PCOS. Some are on birth control. Some have been told that they can never get pregnant. And some of the pregnancy symptoms that we get, they get explained away with stress, hormones, digestive issues, weight fluctuations, or everyday life. When they say every pregnancy is different, they aren't lying, because some women feel pregnant at 4 weeks, others don't. And while cryptic pregnancies aren't the norm, they're common enough that healthcare providers know exactly what they are. And because hindsight isn't always 50-50, once a woman realizes that she was pregnant, suddenly every symptom can make sense. The fatigue, the bloating, the weight changes, if there was movements, the cravings, the headaches. Looking back, it can feel obvious. But living in real time is completely different, because when you don't know the answer, your brain connects symptoms to the explanation that makes the most sense at the time, not the answer you're completely unaware of. And that's why it's so easy to judge from the outside. You already know the ending. They didn't. And to be completely transparent, I didn't know I was pregnant with my son until the day he was born. One minute I was studying for my final exam, the next I was holding a baby in the bathroom. And I wish I could tell you that all I felt was joy, but that's not the truth. The first thing I felt was shock, the confusion, then fear, then guilt. So much guilt, because nobody prepares you for that part. You start replaying everything, every meal, every medication, every decision, every symptom, every single thing you did while you were unaware you were pregnant. You start asking yourself questions that keep you awake at night. How did I not know? Should I have known? How did I miss this? Did I do something wrong? And you carry those questions for years. And then comes the comments, the judgment, the opinions, because people love to judge situations that they've never actually lived through. There's no way you didn't know. I would have known. That will never happen to me. And maybe that's true. Maybe their pregnancy would have looked completely different. And that's exactly the point. Every pregnancy is different. Everybody is different. Every experience is different. And sometimes people become so focused on understanding how it happened that they forget that there's a real person attached to the story. A scared new mom trying to process becoming a parent overnight, trying to make sense of a life that changed in a matter of hours. And here's the real part I wish more people understood. A cryptic pregnancy doesn't make someone a bad mom. It doesn't mean they don't love their child. And it doesn't mean they're careless. It doesn't mean they failed, because motherhood isn't measured by how early you find out you were pregnant. It's measured by what happens after. The love, the sacrifice, the sleepless nights, the showing up, the caring, the choosing your child every single day. So if cryptic pregnancy is a part of your story, listen to this. You're not stupid. You're not irresponsible. You're not a bad mom. And you are not the woman those comments made you believe you were. You are someone whose story looked different than most. That's all. So give grace to people in moments you don't understand, because chances are they're already carrying a big load you can't see. The woman in that story isn't looking for your judgment. She's trying to make sense of a moment that changed her entire life. When some women get 9 months to prepare, some get 6, some get 3, and some of us get a few minutes to go from wondering what was happening to realizing our whole life will never be the same. Here are a few things that I've learned. My son never cared that I didn't know I was pregnant. He has never cared that I missed the milestones that everyone talks about. He's never cared that I don't have ultrasound pictures. For the last 17 years, he has never questioned if he was wanted. He has never questioned if he was loved, because love isn't measured by how much time you had to prepare. It's measured by what you do after they're here. The sleepless nights, the sacrifice, the tears, the laughter, the showing up over and over again. And when I looked at him for the very first time, none of the guilt mattered. None of the comments mattered. None of the shame mattered, because in that moment, it was only him. And what happened next wasn't confusion, wasn't fear, wasn't judgment. It was love at first sight, happening in real time. And if this is your story too, you're in the right place. Welcome, Waddlers.